Hello my friends, welcome to Tiny Life Takeover. My name is Denis Daigle and my dad and I have been building this tiny house by the river. It's taken quite a bit of time, but what a journey. We're into the final kind of stages that we're putting this together. I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel for me to move in here. So that's kind of what you're seeing, how there's a couple of lights still to put together. So this episode is going to be really me talking through my lighting choice and us kind of finishing that piece off. With all of these lights that's taken like 2 months to order and get all the pieces. And that's the project for today's episode of Tiny Life Takeover. Let's do this. So the first thing that I wanted to say, kind of based on what I've chosen for a lighting pattern, is that I love indirect lighting. We've all seen it where there's a glow coming from the ceiling or from the floor. So I wanted to do that first and foremost because, I don't know, I'd rather not big lights kind of shining in your face. So everywhere, as much as I could, we put some dimmer switches. Here we have another slider, another dim switch over there. So what am I talking about and why am I doing this? Well, as you recall with this design, I do plan to put my loft bed up here. So that's why as you're going up the stairs or up the ladder, you can turn that light switch on and off, and it's just going to run along the sides where it's going to be the rope lighting. And rope lighting is just like this, nice and inexpensive, and it works with a power switch, not with a remote. And that's one thing I think that I want to add here is that I was thinking, yeah, I can put LED strip lighting everywhere. You know, I'm going to have some running down there, and running this step is where it kind of gets dangerous. So I need something there too. And maybe in the bathroom, I've got that little vanity from IKEA and I want it to be, you know, some lighting under there. So I'm like, yeah, they sell this LED light, you know, all over the place. But what I didn't realize is that these LED light packages come with a remote, you know, the ones with like multiple colors. I'm not sure why anybody would want to have so many options. I think it's just a marketing thing personally. But for me, it's like, okay, well, I can't power the switch off. So for me, that didn't work. So I was like, I need something else, because if I put those LED packs and I power the switch off and then power the switch on, it's still off. So I'd still need to find the remote and turn that on, and find the remote for this set and find the remote for that set, or tie it all to Wi-Fi, and it just wasn't working. So I had to find something that could work with just a power switch and then toggle it on and off. And actually it's these inexpensive LED lights that just, they don't have a switch and they just work with a socket. So that's exactly what we're going to use. And it's kind of nice to be able to just have a solution. And that's the first thing that I'm going to be putting together. And here's the house mechanic. What is he up to? You're trying to install sliders for, look at this, a nice drawer system. Having fun?
Yep.
Thank you for your service, kind sir.
Mm-hmm.
Love it when something turns out a bit better than what you expected. Check this out. That looks awesome. I think so, anyway. Well, all right. I had to wait until nighttime or evening so that I could show you what I decided to do with the lights. And it's pretty awesome. All right, here we go. Look at that. All right, first things first, buddy of mine's making me a piece of art that will go there, and we'll show you that later. I got something down, as you can see, runs all along the border so that when I step up, I ain't gonna break my face, and that goes into the washroom. So right here, nice glow. And here's what this looks like nighttime. Highly recommend this. Just so we go up in the middle of the night, and a nice little glow underneath of that cabinet. And then, boom, look at these beautiful lights. I'm telling you, going all out for this thing. Some nice pendant lights happening over the sink and over my work area. And then of course, what's going to be going over my food prep counter, and this beauty, which is on a weight that's going to be able to shine down on the table. Nice, intimate setting for 2 people. That's what I'm talking about. Let the lights set the mood. All right, gonna go sit down and enjoy my fire now. So as I am transitioning from home builder to home liver, that doesn't sound right. I've been sleeping here, and I have to say it's just magnificent to be able to go to bed having this view and waking up to this view. And it's part and parcel why I designed it the way I did, so that the outside is just part of my life now. So one of the things I noticed this morning, I woke up at 5 a.m. pretty cold, and I had to make a fire, turn up the heaters. So I'm learning kind of when the temperature dips down to a certain point. It was like -20 Celsius here this morning. So when it gets down to that point, I have to tweak the heaters and know that I'm gonna have to build a fire. But also I got concerned about the water system, and I think there's a flaw in the system that I have to fix. So the flaw is that there's trapped cold air in the crawl space because of the doors that we've installed. My dad was mentioning that he would like to put some vents at the front, but based on the research that I've done, it wouldn't be enough to push that warm air in. So the consensus is to actually take out the cold air. So the solution that we've settled with is, in the bathroom, I have a small cabinet that I've already drilled some holes in for the lights and everything else. So the plan is to install a small fan that's going to draw out that cold air and then allow the small holes. So like behind the stove here, the panel that we've put in, we have some small holes that are cut out for pipes and wires. So the warmer air of this area is going to be drawn in because you're taking out that cold air and you're causing that airflow. So that's me learning about how that works. And I hope that can help you as you're designing your tiny house and you're figuring out all these areas, because it's not a big home. Therefore, you have to be really conscientious of how the air flows, and specifically for my case where my water's here, and that's the life that I have to really protect. So I'm loving being a homeowner, living in the tiny house, and discovering that this is it's a relationship that now I have with my home. So I need to pay attention to her and listen to her and treat her well and appreciate the beauty of what I get to enjoy living inside this tiny house. Thanks for letting me get a little psychological with home ownership with this tiny house. Looks good. So have you also seen my workshop? Everybody needs a junk drawer, but this is pretty amazing for all the projects that I'm doing here. So the next project is the closet door. My dad's decided to try to make a hollow door. We're gonna put some plywood, pocket holes. Look at that. That's the skill, master skill coming into action. Hey. So on that note, my friends, thanks for following along and continuing to to be there as we're all looking forward to this tiny house being completed and seeing the kitchen and everything else. Until the next time, take care of each other and God bless.